So I just finished The Witcher 3 over the weekend, and man, this game. Now I feel like I have to unpack before I'm ready to play anything else. And since I'm going to be playing Batman once I get home, now's the time to do it. This game just has so much going on to it. Right now, I've already beat the main game, but they've added the free DLC for finding the Wolf's armor, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. But if you guys haven't played this game and you're into fantasy games, this game is great. I mean, it's not perfect. There's plenty of things here that are going to keep it from getting Game of the Year. But it's just, even though you're playing as a preset character and it's not going for that same immersion as Skyrim or Fallout, like you just live in this world. It pulls off the world so well. And the story in it's great. The world's great. There's just so much stuff here. Like, this isn't really going to be a review. It's just going to be my thoughts on the game. I think one thing that will keep this from becoming Game of the Year is the fact that it's the third game in the series, and people are now a lot of people are now just starting to pay attention to it. Like me, I don't know, I never even heard about The Witcher until like last year, seeing videos of The Witcher 2. But you can play this game without having to play the ones before it. It's just, the story isn't confusing, but characters' interactions are confusing. So, like, you know, they'll all be talking about things they did in previous games or in previous stories, and you're kind of just left wondering, like, what's going on? But it's such a good game that you can just ignore all that. Like, I would say the other thing that keeps it from being Game of the Year is the fact that it's just glitchy. I mean, one of the things about this game is some people think of it as a bad thing. I think of it as a good thing. And I think part of the glitches, like, play into it. It just feels like a PlayStation 2 era game. It's just, it gives you this great feeling of being in the game, of piecing everything together, of going along. Oh man, and just the amount of content. But yeah, on the flip side, it's really glitchy, and that's going to turn a lot of people off, and it's going to lose us a lot of points. Because there's plenty of times where you'll come across broken quests. I'm about to fall off the mountain. Shit. And I lived. Wow. Now I have to get fucking back up there. That's just... this game is great. But yeah, like I was saying, there's just a lot of glitches. I have multiple quests that are broken on here that I just cannot do. Sometimes interact with characters you have to meditate, and that takes... Yeah, that doesn't take time, it's just kind of a minor annoyance. The other big thing is... sometimes you'll have to save and reload the game just to interact with characters, and that can be annoying because the load up time to get into the game is pretty long. But I mean, this is for good reason. The game's really... I think there's 4 independent maps. I'm on one now, and it's fairly small. And then you start off the game in an independent map. There's a castle that's treated as an independent map, which is tiny. And then there's the main land map that you can go anywhere in, and that's just massive. And you add on to that, you have the map that's all the islands, and you can sail around there, and it's just great. I mean, this game is just, it's truly just bonkers. It's amazingly great. You can easily, it can become really easy, because you can just get stupidly overleveled.
The old signal tower.
But
It'll be nothing but a pile of rubble soon.
I beat this game, and now it's... I have all these other games I could pick up and play that are half finished. I've been in those worlds. I've played those games, but they didn't grab me enough to marathon them. And so now I play in this one, and it's excellent. Especially when you get to shoot things with your crossbow. I mean, there's so much stuff to do. Like, once I get to one of the bigger maps, I can show you all the undiscovered locations I haven't done yet. But, so yeah, now we have to go in and read, and so we can take a look at, you know, you have your beastry, so you can look up characters if you have your tutorials, your characters. There's, oh, okay. I did not know this was here. So this, you pick, as you go along, you pick up diagrams to build things. And normally, I just go to the armorers and find out if I have what I need. But if you don't want to do that, you can scroll through this and see what you are missing for certain things. So, okay, that's very useful. You have your beastry that tells you everything about the animals you're going to be killing. And these characters, when you first meet them, they fill out. And they update, you know, everything with what's happened in the past games, if you've met them in the past games. And as you play through the game, it updates as well, so you can keep everything straight. Then you have your alchemy, which is so much stuff to craft here. Like a lot of my oils, I've already used finished a lot of oils and bombs and potions. So then your inventory just gets stupidly full if you're not filling things. Like I have the rune stones for all the armor. But these, I played on the second hardest difficulty for most of the game, and they're fun little things, but they don't do much, in my opinion. I mean, maybe on the higher difficulties they'll be more important, but maybe I should just sell these things off. Oops. I was switching the map there. So then, yeah, you have all your different oils for different types of enemies you can use. This is where all your books get saved. You have all these bombs, which is just so many bombs. They can all be helpful. I tend not to use them. Then you have all of these potions. And now potions like the Thunderbolt potion and the Swallow potion, the Health Revive potion that I have attached. Like those, you'll be using those all the time. But these decoctions are... I never use these. It's like even the good ones that are good for fighting, like they raise your toxicity to 80. And if your toxicity is too high, you can't take any other potions like Thunderbolt or Swallow. So it's like, yeah, sounds great, but unless you know you're going to win without needing to heal yourself, they're not very useful. And you have a ton of food, and you can get drunk off of one beer for some reason. Go ahead and equip a beer. Then you have your crafting page, which takes a while to load because there's just so much. I don't even think I need all this stuff. I haven't sold it because I don't know when I'm going to need it and when I'm not. But now that I beat the game, once I finish this wolf armor, I can probably beat it then. So you have your quest items, which never go away. I'm not. You guys can pause the video if you want to read this. And just random items you can sell. Your 2 swords, stuff for your horse. So yeah, let's take a look at the world map. So I'm in like fairly small area right here. There's a couple things. There's at least 2 things here to discover. And then you have White Orchard, which is your beginning area, which is pretty big. I mean, yeah, it's got its limits. It's not going to take you forever to get across it. Considering you're only in this for the very first part of the game, and you can come back, but you never have to come back. So I mean, that's massive. That's the Royal Palace I was talking about. Yeah, that thing's tiny. This is your main map. Like, I'm gonna zoom back out to the world map. Here, you know, it shows you like there's 2 sections, so you would think there's 2 maps. But really, this is just all connected. Massive, and all those question marks. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's grayed out that maybe you can't see as well that I've already done. But all those question marks are just side little things that you can go do if you want to, and you'll get swords and rewards and armor and all that from it. So those are great, and I need to do those to get materials. But then the other section on the map was this city right here, and this is a massive city. And it's actually pretty easy to get lost in this thing. And then your other one is, if I can zoom out here. No, I can't zoom out. Come on, zoom out. World map. World map, there we go. This is your other one. And this one's massive and kind of annoying. Like, you can sail a boat in this game, and everything looks beautiful, but it's very slow. But so you have just all of this space, you have the stuff on the islands, you have just hundreds and hundreds of question marks that are extra things that you can do, and that's completely off the side of quest. And sometimes you go do these and you find quests, and so that's great. And if you sail around here, you know, just in the water in general, you might get to spot a whale. I was just sailing along and humpback whale pops up. I'm like, holy crap, that's awesome. I mean, there's just so much in this game, and I feel like, you know, I've been in that world, and now that the game's over, I really don't know what to do. And you know, people would say, oh, you can play again. 'Cause, I mean, once you beat the story, there's like some quest you can finish. You can go do all those question marks, but you know, the story's over, and it's a nice, tight story, and people are like, oh, why don't you, you know, people will probably be like, why don't you replay it, do things differently. But there's no, your decisions can affect the world. Like, that's, you know, that's pretty much a point of any gameplay at this point, or any kind of game. But there's no moral system. I mean, if you want to, you can be a complete dick, and, you know, you're not going to see you're not going to see the world falling apart around you.
A portal. Power cell's missing. Need to look around.
Oop, I'm overburdened. I'm carrying too much junk. So here's when one of those decoctions comes in handy. So yeah, I mean, but the way the choices work is it's very dynamic. It's not like, you know, you play an Infamous game. It's like, oh, this playthrough I was a good guy. This next playthrough I'll be a dick. It just doesn't work the same way as that. And I would say that the story just works so great, and the choices you can make, you know, have a certain amount of effect to them. So I would say that this game's kind of like playing a Telltale game, and the choices you make, you kind of have binary choices, you know, but in the end of it, it shapes the way the game plays so much that it almost feels wrong to go back and replay it and make those choices, because then you're altering the story that you yourself have created. Right. I gotta shoot air. This thing.
Teleport's open, but it looks unstable. Guess one cell's not enough.
Did it want me to jump through that thing? No, okay. Let's go over here and look for something. I feel like I'm gonna fall off the mountain if I go over there, though. Heading down. So I mean, yeah, if you haven't played a Witcher game, but you enjoy a game like Skyrim or something, this game's great. There's tons, and I'm gonna go ahead and jump in this thing and find out what happens. I have a bad feeling about this. Oop. Yep. Oh. Oh, snap! I'm dead. Yep. That didn't end well. And now you get to look at the nice long loading screen as I finish talking here. Maybe I'll upload a video where I finish getting all the stuff for you guys, but it's just I have to unpack my thoughts on this game. I'm hoping Batman is just absolutely amazing, or I'm gonna be just stuck in The Witcher until Fallout comes out. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to play as Geralt, like he's boring or he's a super bland character, but it's yeah, I saw one review saying he's like a Mary Sue character, and I don't think that's right. You know, he's a character that's already in books. They've taken characters from the books and they've adapted, and it makes a story. And I mean, it's yeah, he's a stoic character who grumbles, but his character most comes alive when he's interacting with the main characters in the story. And that is just, it's a great story. I mean, it's you know, it's probably the, you know, these games are their own independent games. I've read they're not based off of, they're based off the books, but the plots in here are brand new. So I mean, I would say it's as good as, you know, reading a book. It's just the story for it is good. There's gameplay annoyances, and that's what holds the game back. But it's just such a good game. Like, this isn't a review or anything. I'm kind of just spewing my thoughts because I'm trying to unpack everything that's in here. So yeah, I got a nice bloody sack on my saddle. Combat can be a little annoying against humans because they're constantly blocking, but I'll stop talking about what's bad because it's just, it's all overshadowed by being a complete experience. It pulls you in, it does everything. It's great. If you guys haven't played it, play it. That's my recommendation. You know, if these are just my thoughts. If you guys like listening to me ramble about stuff, go ahead and like the video. If I get enough likes, I'll probably do more of these on different subjects, different games maybe. So let me know what you guys think. Have a good one.